Because residents of Ennerdale, south of Johannesburg, have once again returned to the streets. They're demanding improved service delivery, particularly housing. Let's cross over to Chriselda Lewis. She's in Ennerdale. Chriselda, give us a picture, paint us a picture, I should say. What's happening in Ennerdale?
Well, Leanne, as you can see, police have just made one arrest here in Ennerdale following renewed violence this morning. Quite a very strong police presence. You see this young person being handcuffed at the moment. He's just one of the people that was arrested here this morning. Some of the streets here in Ennerdale.
All right, let's get that sound sorted out with Chriselda. But from what I could hear is that they're saying that there has been one arrest so far. The police have arrested an individual, and they, of course, are monitoring the situation very, very closely. The residents of Ennerdale taking to the streets in the south of Johannesburg. They are demanding improved service delivery, particularly when it comes to housing. You'll remember that earlier this week there were other areas that also were shrouded with this kind of protesting, pelting vehicles with stones in the areas of Ennerdale, Eldorado Park, Kliptown, Freedom Park, Finetown. They've all been on lockdown this week. But the latest on that story is that Human Settlements Minister Lindiwe Sisulu is to intervene in the ongoing protests over housing, and she's expected to visit these volatile areas on Sunday. So let's find out if that does go ahead, and perhaps it can even happen sooner the way things are looking right now. Chriselda, we're hoping we've got your link up and running. You're in the middle of saying that the police have arrested one of the residents or one of the protesters. Talk to us.
Well, that's right, yeah. And just a few moments ago, police arrested one person who's believed to have been involved in the violence that we saw here this morning. This is renewed violence following quite a calm day yesterday. The police presence certainly has picked up here in Ennerdale, and you can see that the police are also trying to remove some of the rubble that has been blocking the majority of the roads here in Ennerdale since this morning, with burning tires as well as rocks. And police are certainly leaving nothing to chance at this point, because there's quite a large group of residents who've now gone to different areas around this township, and it's quite difficult to police, because the more the police fire rubber bullets and stun grenades to try and disperse the various groups that we've seen, they really have to move to the different areas, which makes it quite difficult to try and get hold of them. But more rocks, more burning tires, but I think of greater concern at this point. We'll just move towards this direction with our camera person Tabiso Paki. You'd see James Road, where I'm walking up to at the moment, has also been blockaded with some burning tires. Stones were pelted at motorists this morning, preventing them from going to work. Now, I did have a conversation a bit earlier on with one of the leadership, the community leadership, and they've really expressed concern about the criminal element that seems to have crept into these protests. We saw as well yesterday, late yesterday evening, the police minister, Fikile Mbalula, who was in Eldorado Park, saying this will not be tolerated. So the more police try to put out the flames in these streets, the more tires are being set alight in different parts of the township. And the community leadership is essentially saying, well, some of them are saying that they cannot understand why residents have now decided to go back to the streets, because there is a pending meeting with the MEC of Human Settlements here in Gauteng, Paul Mashatile. So there's great concern about that, and it seems that the community is really saying that they're not prepared to engage any further with any of the authorities, because recall, last year, in the run-up to the local government elections, it was the very same problems that they'd been raising, and nothing was done about it, according to them. So the situation extremely tense here at the moment, as police try to get the majority of the residents who are protesting out of the main street. You can see here, this is one of the main streets. I'm on the corner of James Street, and this is where majority of the police have also come to set up and are ensuring that the cars that are moving past here are able to do so. The cars are able to move quite freely. So the situation extremely tense here in Ennerdale this morning. So what remains to be seen at this point is how the community leadership will be able to try and speak to residents who are saying they're not willing to listen to any of the authorities, who said that they're going to come and listen to what their concerns are. And, residents said they're going to continue with their actions. So now you've got the community leadership that is saying we need to halt these protests until this meeting takes place, but residents say they've waited for too long.
Yeah, waited for too long, and I see that there is a meeting that has been planned for Sunday, and that's with Human Settlements Minister Lindiwe Sisulu. That's Sunday. Today is Thursday, and we're already seeing that there's a resurgence of these protests. Are the other community wanting this sooner? What do you think is going to happen between now and Sunday?
Well, I can certainly say, Leanne, all the communities that we've visited, as we saw this violence spread from township to township, I'm talking about Fine Town, which is just a few blocks away from here, and as well in Eldorado Park, there seems to be a frustration amongst these residents who are saying that they are tired of talking. Even though this meeting is going to take place, what is the minister going to come with? An immediate solution? What immediate solution will she come up with to ensure that their plight is addressed, and not addressed in the long run or in the long term, but addressed now? They're saying they've been waiting. Promises have been made in the run-up to the local government elections. Nothing of that has come to fruition. So they're saying let's talk at this point. So it's very difficult to gauge at this point what will happen between now and that meeting on Sunday. But I can certainly tell you, if it's anything to go by what we're seeing on the streets of Ennerdale and the other communities as well, it certainly does indicate that residents are not going to let up. They're going to continue with their protest action. So I guess the sooner the better. The sooner the better, these authorities do meet with Ennerdale residents, and not just Ennerdale residents, but residents, all those who have raised concerns regarding housing.
All right, we'll leave it there. Chriselda Lewis, thanks for the update. Please take care of yourself in that area. We've seen in previous times SABC vehicles have been damaged during the protest. We've even seen some injuries that are taking place there. So Chriselda Lewis out in Ennerdale.